Hey, Norm, it's Mark Taylor-Canfield. Been a long time. How you doing?
Hey, thanks for sticking with us in Seattle.
Well, no problem. Well, I'm still coughing from the pepper spray, unfortunately. And I have to say that, sometimes reporters have to go far and beyond the call of duty, because I was covering the May Day protests for Free Speech Radio News on Pacifica, but I was standing earlier next to a reporter named Hannah Scott from ABC News who got pepper sprayed full in the face. So she was really suffering. I mean, she couldn't see for about a half hour and was, kind of left in the middle of a bunch of flash grenades going off and stuff. Poor woman. I feel sorry for her and any of the other reporters that were injured. But I would like to thank all of the thousands of people who marched peacefully and stood up for the rights of immigrants and working people on May Day in Seattle, because this might get lost in the media coverage, but the largest contingent of marchers were recruited by labor unions and El Comité, which is an immigrant rights group. But my worry is that once again, just like last year, Norm, because we talked about this last year, my worry is that instead of workers' rights, May Day in Seattle will once again be remembered for broken windows, pepper spray, and chaos, and all of the political fallout that we experienced over the last 12 months.
What is it about Seattle? Mark, what is it about Seattle that you can't have a peaceful protest without people breaking plate glass windows and whatnot? Is it the police instigating it? Is it the police riot aspect?
Well, that's a very important question. I think that's something that everyone here is asking right now, Norm. And what I would like to say is that what happened in Seattle should not be a condemnation of the right of people to peacefully protest, because the vast majority of the people in the streets were peaceful, and we have to remember what May Day is for. It's about workers' rights and, immigrants and people that are the working class. And I would say that this is a question that everyone is addressing right now, the city council, the mayor, the police department, because the mayor made it very clear. They made a very clear distinction between the thousands of peaceful protesters who were out that day, who made a very good showing for the working class. So we have to remember that regardless of what happened at the end of the day, Seattle is not a place where there's a riot every day and every time there's a protest, people break windows. It happened this year and it happened 12 months ago. As far as I know, there hasn't been any kind of incidents in between that time. And I'm not really sure. I don't know whether May Day has sort of become
I don't think people even notice it anymore. People in the United States don't even realize it is May Day when it is May Day.
That's a good point. There's a reason probably that May Day is not, or Labor Day, in the United States is not celebrated on May 1st.
Right.
In the rest of the world, May Day is considered sort of a revolutionary day. And maybe that's part of what motivates the small groups of people in Seattle who do these kind of things. But, it's obvious that people are very, everyone is pretty frustrated with the economic and the political system in the United States.
Well, for most of the world, though, May Day is Labor Day. In the U.S. and Canada, it's not.
But the question is do people think that breaking windows is going to help the working class? What Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. were able to accomplish was much, much more effective.
Oh,
and
I agree.
What happens when people break windows is that you get bad publicity for your cause.
You're discrediting your own cause. You're discrediting the cause. I mean, you're being labeled as thugs. You're being labeled as, bad guys, as criminals. Mark, I got to leave it there, but, look, you're fighting for the cause, and I'm on your team right here where fierce independence is always the norm. The Norman Goldman Show.
This is Norman.
American people don't want to vote for a loser.
Rush Limbaugh warned you about this.
Say what? This is 960 KNEW and online at 960KNEW.com.